right, wonderful. Great to see you guys drinking in the middle of the week. Don't feel bad about that, right? I always thought a good business idea, as long as you're on this side of rehab, you're okay. Figure a good business idea would be to open a bar right next to a detox place, calling Retox, with a sign that said, "Congratulations, you're out. Come on in and celebrate. First one's on us." Anyway, look at you guys with the fancy seats up here. You get these on StubHub or something? You pay big money for somebody in authority? Very good. I love getting good seats for places, whether it's a show, or you go to the movies or whatever. But what drives me nuts is you sit down in your seat and get all comfortable, and then somebody sits down right in front of you with a big head, or big hair, or a big hat, totally blocks your view. It's like a human eclipse. And you're like, really? And you're not going to say anything to the guy. You're not going to say, "Excuse me, Goliath, can you tuck in some of that neck fat so I can see around you?" You're going to lean to the side and look through the hole and get a backache. And I thought, before you get on a flight, you're carrying luggage has to fit in one of those squares where you got to check your bag. They need to come up with something that if your head doesn't fit in a case, you can't have that seat. I'm sorry, you got to check your head. So somebody needs to invent the head case or something. Being in entertainment, you meet a lot of people, and my dad always told me, when you meet somebody, you shake their hand. Pretty simple, right? But now, handshakes have totally evolved. There are all kinds of things. You don't know what you're going to get. They start with this, then they start adding the fingers, and they're throwing in elbows, and there's the chest bump, and the booty wiggle, and everything else. It's a 12-second dance-off with somebody. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I got to take a course at the community college to figure out how to greet somebody. And then you get grown men coming up to greet me and they go, "Hey man, how you doing?" I'm like, "What the heck is that? Am I supposed to shake that nub? What are you supposed to do with that poop?" And I'm like, and then they do, "Peace out." Peace out. When did shaking hands turn into a big game of rock, paper, scissors? And that's gonna be it. We're playing by the same freaking rules. You give me the rock, I give you the paper. Shake my hand, dork face, you lose. And if you do this, you're a germaphobe, I understand. I don't want to catch what you got. Boom, I'm out. So speaking of germs, I was in Walgreens the other day, and I picked up a little bottle of this hand sanitizer, and I noticed on here it says it kills 99.99% of germs. 99.99%. Why can't they ever get this last freaking germ? Every few years they add another 9 to the right of the decimal point. We're getting close. I don't know if it's so in case they get sued or something, they can always say, "Oh, you must have got that one germ we don't cover, the too bad, too sad germ." But I noticed that here, which is really funny, is that it says it comes with a 100% satisfaction guarantee, which I found odd on a product that only works 99.99% of the time. So it seems that Walgreens is actually more confident that you'll be satisfied than that this stuff will actually work. So, anyway, so on my way over here, I was trying to pass the cemetery, and it went on forever. It was like All Saints Cemetery. It wasn't like just some of the saints. This was like all of the saints. And I was going, that's prime real estate. These dead people are taking up a lot of freaking space. Is there a reason we're still burying them this way? Can't we save more space and stand them up and cut them like this, line them up in cemetery tubes, drop them in there, screw on the cap, put a name, start and end date, call it an eternity. You're done. Save some space. And then the funeral processions are like 20 or 30 cars snaking through stuff, defying all the traffic laws. "I'm coming through the red light. I've got a flag on. Can't you see? I'm exempt." No, you're a hazard. Didn't anybody ever think of renting a freaking bus? I thought I'm going to open a bus company called a bereavement bus. Then everybody can get on the bus. You put the guy up in the casket basket, you hand out little brown paper bag, sand sacks. Here you go, with a picture of the guys on the bag with an expiration date, maybe the best before whatever day he died. Hey, it's a business idea in case this clown thing doesn't work out for me. I got something to fall back on, right? Anybody seen Joe? I heard he's driving a bereavement bus and handing out sand sacks. Sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for your loss. Chicken or tuna? I'm sorry for your loss. Anyway, speaking of pain and suffering, I was down in New Orleans a few years ago, and there was this dude selling voodoo dolls. And I thought, voodoo dolls, you stick a pin in it, it causes the other person pain. Then why did they just have voodoo dolls? Why didn't they come up with like a woo-hoo doll? Something, you do something to the doll and the other person feels pleasure. Woo, somebody's got a woo-hoo doll to me. Thank you very much. I was having a tough day until that happened. Woo. So And speaking of woohoo, I see a bunch of some couples in here that's very nice. You know, maybe you guys are on your first date. Good. Maybe some of you are on your last date. You just don't know it yet. Some of you have been together forever. You know, maybe big anniversary, whatever. I got married so long ago I stopped counting. Plus I got divorced, so why bother? But I started noticing these, you know, the dating websites and stuff, and there's a zillion of them out. The best one, you see the commercial for farmersonly.com? It's true, look it up, farmersonly.com. And the motto is, city folks just don't get us. I guess they don't. Look it up, it's a real site. I'm thinking, what does a profile look like on farmersonly.com? Heidi Ho seeks plowing ox to till her soil. If you break up with somebody on there, you don't get a Dear John letter, you get a John Deere letter. Anyway, and then with Match.com, that thing just drives me nuts. All the profiles look the same. You can't tell one from the other. I need a dating site that's a combination of Angie's List and Match.com. Something with real reviews by real people who have dated them, right? That's what we need, right? Right? Body type about average. Yeah, for a piano. Don't bother packing your curling iron. One whiff of his morning breath and you're curled for the day. I thought all women had periods. This one doesn't have periods, commas, or semicolons. It's just one complete sentence. It just keeps going. By the time she gets to make a long story short, it's too late. Someday you'll write a review here. Anyway, so, what else can I talk about? I think that's about it. I hope you guys have a good time tonight. I'm Joe.
Joe Nuccio, ladies